So do you want to start on your content creation journey, but you're not really sure where to start or what to do or how to put everything together? Well, stick around because I'm going to show you a few tips and tricks that I've learned along the way that's going to make things a lot easier for you. And to top it all off, they're free. So let's get to it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you a few little shortcuts that you can use when it comes to YouTube and if you have a blog, and also how to use some advanced features in Microsoft Word where you can create transcriptions of your voice that you can actually upload to a service if you want to turn your voice into a voice overlay, and it'll also turn that transcription into written text for you to take that text then to use it in your blog or whatever other form of medium that you're going to use it in. Most of this is going to be a screen share where I can show you some things on my computer while I'm also recording. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is a feature in Microsoft Word that allows you to do transcription. They've had dictation for a while, but they've recently added an advanced feature for transcription, which actually takes your voice and turns it into a recorded audio. So then you can take that audio and you can upload it to a voice service. Like if you wanted to clone your voice and use your voice for a voice overlay, it also turns your voice into written text into a Word document that you can then copy and paste into your blog or your social media sites. It can also isolate down by time increments. So it's actually pretty neat feature. So let's open up Word here and let me show you a couple things real quick, and then we'll get to the other aspects. So I'm in Word for the web right now, and you can see right here it says dictate. Well, if you click the little arrow down, you'll see where it says transcribe. When you bring this transcription window open, this is what you'll see. And if you notice over here on the right, it'll say start recording and upload audio. So you can actually go directly to uploading an audio file if you already have one, but if you don't, you can record your voice into an audio file and it will actually save it in your OneDrive for you to access for whenever. And then over here on this section, it's going to actually give you the option of taking that audio and turning it into text into this Word document. So as you can see down here where it says preview, you can now upload unlimited minutes of audio for transcription. This may change in the future, so try it now. So this is a fairly new service as far as transcription is concerned. Again, I know dictation has been there for a while and people get confused between the two. Transcription takes your voice, turns it into an audio file. So I'm going to hit start recording and I'm going to show you how that functions. Okay, so now you can see that it's actually recording. You can see here that it's counting down the seconds of the recording. It's recording your voice. So you can basically start to dictate the words that you want to say in your blog. You can just start reading something. If you just want to turn your voice into that audio file, you can just start reading things and it'll turn that into an audio file. So I'm going to hit save and transcribe now, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So now see it says uploading to OneDrive, and it's converted my speech into these timestamps. So you can see right here, it's created these individual timestamps that you can actually copy, paste, you can edit. You can also say down here at the bottom, if you'll look right here, your transcription is saved. You can choose close the pane and the document and come back to it later. But I want to show you what's going on right now. So I want to go ahead and take what I've spoken that it's recorded in as an audio file, and I want to add it to this document. So here, when you click that, you have the option of just text, with speakers, with timestamps, with speakers and timestamps. So all I want to do is I just want the text from this audio file. So I'm going to say just text, and as you can see right there, it like immediately populated what I said. It already has the proper punctuation with capital letters, periods, and it looks real good. So then you can actually take this right here, and then you can take that content and paste it into a blog that you're writing, or a social media post that you're creating. Personally, I find this to be extremely helpful because I'm not the best on the keyboard. I don't type all that great. So being able to say what I want to write is a huge benefit, and it saves me a ton of time. And it also saves me having to correct a bunch of errors, because as it transcribes and it pastes it in the document, it corrects the spelling for you. So it's a huge benefit. So now you can just take this, you can copy it, you can paste it wherever you want, you can edit it, you can add to it, you can do whatever you want to with it. When you're done, you can either save the document or just close the document. Of course, it's going to ask you, do you want to save this? You can say no, and the document's not saved, but your audio file is saved. So all you have to do is go back to the audio file, and you can actually regenerate the information. And you can see right here, it says your recording 6.wave. It saves it in a WAV format, which is a standard audio format. Any voice dictation, transcription service, or any of those will support. So it's really an awesome feature. So I just wanted to show this to you here, because this right here can be a huge benefit if you're wanting to put things down on paper, but you don't want to necessarily type it all out. Maybe you have the thoughts just in your head and you just want to speak them. For me, that's much easier because, again, I just don't type all that well. So if you have any questions about this, please hit me up in the comments and let me know. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. But this is a very useful tool that you can use to create your blog posts and social media posts or any type of written content that you want. So let's move on to the other aspect that I wanted to show you. One of the things that when you're creating a YouTube video, so let's say you're starting on your content creation journey, and the first thing you did was you created a YouTube channel, and you've been uploading YouTube videos, and then you think, I want to start a blog that goes hand in hand with my YouTube channel, which is what I've done. I have a blog and a YouTube channel, and they kind of match each other, so to speak. So when I create a YouTube video, I will then take that video and turn it into a written blog post. And you're wondering, well, how do you do that without completely rewriting the blog? Well, that's a good question, and I'm going to show you. So whenever you upload a video, YouTube gives you the option of creating subtitles. When you first upload the video, there's a box or a link you can click on, and you can choose the auto closed caption option. So then what YouTube will do is it will take your audio and it will turn it into closed caption text that can be read on the screen as someone's watching your video. And it does a pretty good job. There are some other services that you can actually use to create that text. Rev is one of them. And where you can actually take your YouTube video, you simply put the link to your video in Rev, and then you choose human captioning, and it'll turn it into an actual timestamp text document that you can simply upload back into YouTube, and it creates your closed caption, which it works great. I've used it. But then I started kind of playing around with the auto feature within YouTube, because this is free. Rev is not. Rev is inexpensive, but you still have to pay for it. And if you're on a tight budget and you just want to do it yourself, this is a much easier way of doing it. It actually turns the audio into the closed caption text pretty quick. Obviously, longer videos, it's going to just take longer to turn that into text. And sometimes there are spelling errors, but I've had spelling errors with Rev as well. So it's still something you have to kind of edit a little bit, but it's pretty good. I haven't had too many changes I've had to make to any of the ones that I've been actually practicing with. Now, this is a video here I'm going to show you that I've already uploaded this. I've already done this whole process with this video, and as you can see here where it says English automatic captions, that is what YouTube creates when you tell it to do the automatic captions. Once that's done, you can simply come into here and you click this little pencil right here. Now I'm going to ignore this right here because I'm not going to actually use it, but I'll show you in a minute what they're referring to. So let's go ahead and click continue. So as you can see, it's just this huge block of text. And you're like, wow, okay. But you can see here where my Windows spell checker is kind of highlighting some things that you can actually come in here and you can fix them right on the fly before you even copy it out. But I don't want to do that because it's much easier to do it outside of the YouTube section. If you wanted to look at the timings that it has, you can see here by click edit timings, and then it will show you each block of text and at what point that block of text is actually placed in the video. And so you can adjust the timing, you can add or subtract the verbiage in the block if you wanted to. And as you can see, when I click on this, it highlights that timestamp. So then you can see what it looks like and then you can edit it. So again, super helpful. But what I want to do is I'm going to turn it back into all text. And I'm just simply going to take this right here and I'm going to copy all of this. Now I'm going to close this out and I'm going to say discard changes because I don't want to make any changes, because as you can see right here, I've already turned this into published closed caption. That's only one part of it. So here's my blog and I've already logged in and I'm here at a create a new post. So I just kind of save some time. I went ahead and logged in. Here's where using AI is a huge advantage. And this is the core of how I use it, okay? So the content that's in my YouTube video is my spoken voice. My spoken voice is turned into a closed caption text. I'm going to take that closed caption text and I'm going to tell ChatGPT to create me a blog post with that text, and I'm going to tell it how I want it kind of laid out. So let's do that real quick. So let me open this window here. I'm already logged into my ChatGPT account. Now you don't have to have a paid account. You can use the free version of ChatGPT. If you do, it just uses the 3.5 instead of the 4. The GPT-4 is a little faster, it's a little more accurate. And as you can see over here on the left, I do a lot of these transcriptions where I'll post information that I've already created. I'm not telling the AI to create the content for me. It's something I've already created, but I want it to format it for me. So we're going to come down here to my message and I want to say, write me a blog post with headings using an active tone and using transitional words. So again, I'm not a writer, but I've understood that using transition words is better in the written text as far as like blogs and whatnot. It's much easier for the content to be read. So I'll typically add that. Again, you can be as creative as you want here. You can give ChatGPT as complicated of a formula that you want it to use. You can say, like add some humor or, so let's say here, also use proper inflections. So that way it can write the text in a manner in which it's being spoken. So we'll see how this turns out. So you're like, well, how are you going to tell it to write what you wrote? So we're going to say with quoted text. And then I'm going to take the text and I'm going to paste it in here, put the quotes. So now, as you can see, I just have this huge block of text, grammar imperfections and the things that are misspelled, all of that, right? And I've just pasted it in here and I've given it this command to create me a blog post, write me a blog post with headings using active tone and using transitional words, also using proper inflections with the quoted text. So I'm telling it with this quoted text that I've given it, I want it to create this. So then now I just hit the arrow and say go. What it's going to do is it's going to automatically create the heading. It creates your title. It creates an introduction. And as you can see, it just starts rolling through the text and it starts creating your sections. So we're going to wait for this to finish. And then I'm going to show you the next step that I do to actually create my blog post with it. Okay, done. See how fast that was? It's already fixed the grammar issues. It's already fixed the misspellings. It's already fixed any punctuations and other things that might have been incorrect in the original quoted text. Again, any of this you can change. So their title, they're saying, is Unveiling the Truth About Affiliate Marketing, a Journey of Passion and Dedication. Yeah, I like that. That's actually pretty good. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy that because this is going to be my title. So I'm going to come over here and I'm just going to paste this in my title, right? Now here, I would go in and choose a image to add because you want to add an image. For this demonstration, I'm not going to do that because I don't really need to create another image or add an image. I just want to show you how you create the post with the ChatGPT created content. Well, you created the content. It just created the structure, which is, again, amazing. We have our title. So let's come back over to my chat window. And so now I'm just going to take all of this. I'm going to copy all of this. Come back over here, right in here, and paste. Boom. There's my blog post. Now, again, I would normally have a picture in between the title and this first introduction section. Then at this point, what I do is, now that I can see it laid out in the structure that I want it to be, I'll go through and I'll reread it a couple of times to make sure that I don't want to change any sentence structures, or if I don't want to add or subtract anything, to make sure that it flows how I want it to flow. That way you can make any edits. Of course, bear in mind, even if you post this, if you publish this to your blog and then you realize that you want to make a change, just go in there and change it and resave it. It's not going to hurt anything. It's totally fine. So here we have title, we have our sections, we have the text for each section. Then what I would do is, let's go ahead and just save this for the time being, save the draft. So then what I do is I come down here at the bottom of this blog post and I'm going to enter down a line and I'm going to come back over to my video and let's go over here to details and I'm going to copy this link right here, the URL to my actual video, right? So see, here's the image I used for the actual video. And I actually already have this as a blog post. So I can show you the actual blog post here in a second, but we're going to copy that video link and I'm going to come back over here to my post and I'm going to paste that in here and it's going to turn this into an embedded YouTube file. So then this is, say, align center, so that way it's aligned with the text when you view it. And I'm going to click save draft. And so here is what it looks like. That looks pretty great. Again, the normal one, and I'll show you the actual post here in a minute, has a picture at the top. But that looks great. So this is what's going to be on my website, on my blog. These social shares here are something that's part of WordPress. That's another whole video we might get into some other time. But I think this looks great. And you can see here at the bottom, now you can just click the video, you can play it, you can share it. Here, of course, I have other related posts that are from my blog. You see how easy that was? I mean, it's so simple. And to me, this is the real advantage of these AI features with ChatGPT, Bard, and you know, these others that are out there. They're not necessarily for you to 100% create the content. They're a tool for you to use to structure your content, maybe add or subtract things from your content that are best for like SEO practices and things like that. It's just something for you to play with and to use, to take what you already have, what you've already said, what you've already written, whatever the case may be, and turn it into a piece of content that can be posted to a blog or to a Facebook page or whatever the case may be. So now if I wanted to be done with this, I could just hit publish and that would be it. This blog post would be pretty much done. Now, what I normally do with my blog post is I make sure they're all properly SEO formatted. I use all-in-one SEO in my WordPress, so you can see over here on the right-hand side, these orange and green boxes that tell me like a score. Some of them are better than others, obviously. And I'm just going to go ahead and delete this test one we just did because I'm not going to publish that. So let's log out of my WordPress and let's open a new tab, and let's actually go to my website where I have all of my blogs. You can see they're all listed here. I have 3 pages worth of posts already. Here's the one that I originally did, and I'm actually thinking I like the other title better than this title. I might end up changing that. So, because I actually like that other title better than this one. But that's okay. I'll do that later. This is not the time for me to do that. But see, so here's the image. Here's the text that was created. It's formatted. I have some affiliate links in here. I have some links to some print-on-demand stores that I started, a link to my YouTube channel, a contact page. That's an old picture. I don't know why that hasn't refreshed, because it's actually, well, you saw it. It's that picture there. But that's okay. I mean, it's no big deal. That'll refresh at some point. And it's also very important when you're doing all of this that you create these affiliate disclosure sections on any page that you have affiliate links. I create this disclosure on every page just so it's listed, because you want to be able to have your readers be informed that you are doing affiliate marketing. There's some posts I have that have no affiliate links that's still there because it's still, to me, part of my whole site. So in general, I have, even affiliate links on the main page that you can click on. So I want it to be there for everything. So like if we go back to home here, you can see that there's some things over here on the side that are affiliate links. Here's my print-on-demand stores and things like that. It makes it so much easier. Now what I can do is I can actually go to my social media pages, and I could just share these links like right out of the post, right out of the website. That way I don't have to recreate all this content. I'm just taking the post, I'm going to go to social media, and I can say, hey, go check out my new post, and I can put a link which will put the picture, it'll put some text. You know how Facebook all formats it. And just makes things much simpler in creating your content. So it all started with one YouTube video. One YouTube video turned into written text that turned into a blog post that you can turn into social media posts. You can put anywhere you want. So all of this that you see, with the exception of like web hosting, things like that, but as far as this process that I showed you, the process of taking the closed caption text, putting it into ChatGPT, creating the blog post structure and information outlined like it needs to be, and then putting it into your blog is completely free. You don't have to pay for any services. And you saw how quick we did it. We haven't been recording that long, and it's done. I could have posted that blog post already and had it actually live on the site if I wanted to. So it's fast, it's easy, and it's very, very convenient. So it's definitely something that if you have started your content creation and you are wanting to expand to a blog, or maybe you already started a blog and a YouTube channel together and you are bogged down with the amount of time it takes to have to recreate it on the blog from YouTube, this is an easy way for you to solve that. Saves you a ton of time. So again, if you have any questions, please hit me up in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any questions that I can and help you along the way, because this is a really easy process and it's very functional in how it creates your content. Thanks for watching.